How much was your lunch? Do you remember?
No idea.
Oh, ours was
It was
75
like
cents at the time.
I think it was like $5 or something like that.
That's expensive lunch. But I think because I went to public school, it was probably subsidized.
Yeah, we went to private. There was no substitution.
Right. Subsidize our lunches, please. Yeah, I think it was like if you wanted extra milk, it was a quarter. So I'd always spend a quarter to get an extra chocolate milk. And then I just use the ticket system, right? You just get a bunch of tickets and you just hand in your ticket to get a lunch.
We stopped using the ticket system after elementary school.
Oh, well, like that's the difference between 10 years of education, right?
Well, no. I mean, like we had the ticket system in elementary school. They still do it, but once we got into like middle school and high school, that
Oh,
was
you use real money.
yeah.
Real money. Well,
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying is like a lot of times, and hopefully my mom doesn't watch this, but I would actually like save the money that would be used to buy the tickets. I think I would buy half the tickets, and then I would just bum off lunch for my friends.
How do
I
you
was a
buy
bum.
half the tickets? Isn't it come like in a booklet?
No, no, it wasn't a booklet. So they give you a like I think 40, but you can either buy 40, you could buy 20.
Oh, ours was like our book like a carnival ticket.
Oh, was it
Our
like
like a
a
tear off
raffle,
thing.
like a
Yeah,
raffle ticket?
like it's like a paper booklet. You tear it off and you hand it in to get lunch.
Like McDonald's fundraising.
Like a festival, like a carnival.
That's wild. I don't even like how do you not like what is that called? How do you not create like fraudulent tickets or
How do you
just
create fraudulent tickets in the two?
I mean, was it printed specifically for HBA or
I don't remember. I mean, it was like a regular printed ticket that had stuff on it. It's like this ticket has like a value of whatever.
oh, I see. Yeah, I could duplicate our tickets now. I mean, easy.
Yes,
If I
right now, yes. I don't think it was as easy back then.
Yeah, probably not. I don't even know if we had a printer. I mean, I think we had like an inkjet printer, but I was the main person in my family that always kept things up to date. I always wanted the latest computer. I wanted the latest software.
Oh my
I
god.
wanted the latest printer. Yeah, latest phone. My mom was similar to me too, where she always wanted to kind of be up in technology. It was part of her job anyway. And so I kind of inherited that, I feel. And so I always tried to like tell my mom, oh, we should buy this, we should buy this. Always had the latest game system. Um, Now that I think about it, I don't know how we even afforded all of that.
I didn't get the latest stuff.
I was deprived. I was a deprived kid.
I'm not deprived. I wasn't deprived. It was just I didn't always have the latest stuff though. Maybe the
Oh,
latest game system. That was about it.
yeah, it's hard to believe thinking back how primitive things were.
Primitive? You mean simple?
I guess
we were not
simple.
we weren't cavemen back then.
Primitive.
We still have
I
all the
think
modern conveniences of back then. It's just that
not air
technology.
fryers. I don't remember having an air fryer.
Well, technically, we still had air fryers. It's called an oven.
Okay, sure. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. I had an oven. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Dishwasher.
no, I never had a
Oh,
dishwasher. I had to wash my dishes. Privileged boy.
I mean, I still have to wash my dishes, but we had dishwasher.
Okay. We when we moved to the new house, so halfway I think through my high school life, we did move, but I still ended up staying at the same high school. That house had a dishwasher, but none of us knew how to use it, so we never did use it. It was unused. I
It
think my
was
brother tried to use it
unused.
once, and then it had suds all over and got all over the floor, and so that was the end of that.
I don't remember
We,
dishwashers being that complicated. Actually, I don't think they were. Not
I
like
mean,
today's.
well, it was our first experience with the dishwasher. I don't think anybody knew how to use a
It
dishwasher.
has like two simple mechanics: a lock and a timer.
Nah, I don't think. No, you also. What about when you had to put in the soap?
I mean, yeah, there's a soap dispenser that you
Yeah,
put in
we.
there.
I don't
Yeah,
think we
you
didn't know
just
how to load it up.
unscrew it, and then it even tells you, if it's even labeled like liquid dispenser or whatever.
Oh, okay. Wow, dishwashers were all the way back in the 70s.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
Wow. But by 2012, over 75% of homes in the United States had dishwashers. I was part of that group. I mean, we moved. I was a sophomore, so we must
I
have
feel like
moved.
the idea of a dishwasher, automatic dishwasher, goes
Mhm.
even beyond further beyond the 70s.
Oh, probably. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just saying that that's when they became a little bit more commonplace
Mm-hmm.
in residents, and then 2012, 75% of people had dishwashers. So
I mean, if I remember seeing like old clips of like old 50s commercial TV shows,
yeah,
the black and white ones. And there's always like, and I feel like sometimes I would see like some like
wait,
dishwasher in the
you actually
background.
saw black and white commercials on TV?
No, not on TV, but I mean like on the internet these days, you can watch anything.
Okay, these black and white TV shows.
Yeah.
I remember at my house we had a lot of TVs. At least a TV in every single room.
Okay. Uh.
Yep. That was
Well.
something that was pretty
Okay,
common.
privileged boy.
I was not privileged at
I
all.
didn't
I
have a
mean,
TV in my room.
yeah, I
Well,
don't know.
I should say I used to have one, and then my dad and my parents
When did you
confiscated
have
it.
your first job?
15, 16.
Where did you work at? What you do?
Mathnasium.
Oh, was he privileged person? Oh, I mean, you had a dad that actually gave you a job when you were 15,
Well, I
16.
still have to apply.
Okay.
I didn't take the testing.
Did you get the job? No, shit.
I still have to
Oh,
take all
you had
the.
to take the mathnasium test because it was a
Yeah,
franchise, right?
yeah. You have to do the testing, and you got to go through your math training.
A lot of people are surprised that I started off as a bagger. I was a bagger back in the days.
Why is that surprising?
I don't know. Some people say, "Oh, that's surprising. I never thought that was the case." But I started off as a bagger, then became a cashier, then front desk manager, then went to IT, did help desk, I systems analyst, and then I was IT manager.
Great.
Yeah,
I just did
all within.
mathnasium all the way up to
Okay.
graduating college.
Oh wow. Oh, all the way through college, that was your job.
Yep.
That's cool. What you learn?
What do you mean? What I learned?
Did you learn anything teaching kids?
Yeah, that I never want to be a teacher.
Okay. And we've come full circle.
That
We've
I never want to go into the education system ever.
we've arrived full circle. I mean, yeah, like going back to how complicated it is. I guess for people back in that day, it was probably complicated for them as well. Like for you having to tutor kids, was it complicated?
Yeah, it was super complicated.
What made it complicated?
Kids just being kids.
Yeah. I have to admit, I mean, and, if any of the kids are listening to this, I have to admit that it is tough because when you're a kid, you really don't see things the way that adults see them and how it affects your life. And, not saying that I don't have any regrets, but I do know that as the road like progressed, that there was a lot of different things that I would have paid attention to if I knew that it was that important. You know what I mean? Uh, but that's the thing. Like you don't like. I feel like everyone in life goes through cycles, no matter what. Right? You're a kid, right? And then you go through adolescence. You learn some lessons, your parents kind of scold you, and then the cycle starts all over again, right? I always told myself I would never end up like my parents, and or even like how I am now. Like I told myself I would never like be overweight, and then something just happens where you just become this person that a lot of times maybe you didn't want to become, or like life just doesn't go the way that you expect it to. That's what I feel.
Sure.
I mean, I
Sure.
feel like that's a major life lesson that you could take to the bank. Like, you expect life and you intend life, or even like your expectations of a job. Like, you expect the job to be like a certain way, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, like this company that I wanted to work for, like Google, right? It didn't end up being the way that I wanted to be. Or, like you kind of just, um, kind of like force yourself into the role and became that role. And I feel like that's a lot of times what happens when people go through life is like, okay, well, I'm a Japanese major, and I'm working at a bookstore, and then I became a bank teller, and now I'm a bank manager, and I've never used my degree. Like, that's just an example of one of my friends, right? So I feel like a lot of times when you go through life, you have a certain intent, but you may not necessarily always become like what you hope to be.
Mhm.
And that's life.
That's
That's I don't know. That's my life advice for the year.
okay. Great.
Now you're set forever.
Now I have the wisdom to grow up to be a real boy.
A real boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No more Pinocchio for you, Jeremy. You are a real boy. Well,
Yeah.
so I mean, like for you, right? Like you did the sports, you had the job, you did all these different things, and do you feel like everything that you did from there on like culminated to a life that you thought would be what you expected?
Um Not really. I mean, I guess I didn't really have any expectations.
Yeah, you mean at your adulthood?
Yeah.
I mean, neither. I mean, there's a lot of things that I feel like as I grew up, I
Well,
just,
I feel like that's the maybe the biggest difference
yeah,
between our generation is the divide of like how you perceive your future going to be.
right.
Well, for me, it felt like because like I grew up through like all these different times still growing up, as opposed to
Mm,
you who are already like already past a certain point of your life. For example, the housing crash in 2008, right, or
yeah,
the start of the um of the wars in 2001 and 9/11, all that stuff.
yeah,
It feels like a certain aspect of our expectations of the future were kind of curved because of like the environment we were growing up in, which is I think the thing that separates people or separates generations by subgroups.
right. And of course, they all experience certain things during that
Different
generation at a
times, yeah.
time.
So
Yeah,
I mean, I remember like growing up, it's like I have no idea what I want to do in life, and no idea of like what that life will be like, because you were just told like, oh, you just got to graduate college, you got to graduate high school and all that stuff, get good
yeah,
grades and work for a company and save up for life.